Imagine staring at a production terminal, the clock ticking on a critical security patch, and the root password you just copied completely fails. The admin who built the server is gone, and you are locked out. Even in this scenario, the system isn't lost. You can intercept a Linux server during the boot process, reset the root password, and preserve your data without ever knowing the original credentials. While a remote SSH connection is useless here, this recovery is possible if you have a physical keyboard or a virtual console through the hypervisor. Because this access level operates independently of the network, the physical hardware provides a direct path into the system's core configuration that software-level permissions cannot block. To begin, restart the machine and immediately press an arrow key. This freezes the GRUB bootloader countdown and prevents the operating system from starting normally. If the standard loading screen appears, you've missed the window and will need to perform a hard reboot to try again. With the primary kernel highlighted, press E to open the parameter editor. Scroll down until you find the line starting with Linux or Linux 16, which contains the kernel's boot instructions. Navigate to the very end of that line, add a space, and type rd.break. This RAM disk break command instructs the system to pause the boot process just before it mounts the main hard drive. Press Ctrl+X to execute the modified sequence. This drops the system into a minimal emergency command prompt. By interrupting the process here, you are essentially entering a backdoor in the system's memory before any standard security protocols have initialized. You are currently in the Initramfs, a temporary memory space. Your actual server data at /sysroot is attached, but locked read-only. To modify the password, remount the drive using the mount command with remount and RW options, granting write permissions. However, running a password change now would only affect the temporary memory space you're currently standing in, not the permanent files on the disk. To bridge that gap, use the /root command. This shifts the terminal's focus so it treats the /sysroot directory as the root of the entire system. Now that you are virtually inside the actual operating system, run the password command and enter your new credentials. The system will confirm that all authentication tokens have been updated successfully. Using /root allows you to perform administrative tasks on a dormant operating system as if it were live and active. Before you reboot, there is one critical step. If you are on a Red Hat-based system, rebooting now will result in a permanent lockout. This is due to SE Linux. This architecture validates security contexts for every file, and it will reject the password file you just modified because it was changed while the system was offline. Because the file was edited outside the normal boot sequence, it no longer has the required security tags for the system to trust it. You must tell the system to fix these tags on the next boot. Create a hidden file in the root directory by typing touch/.auto-relabel, making sure to include that leading period. Now type exit twice. This leaves the /root environment and the emergency shell, allowing the server to resume its standard boot process. The system will appear to freeze while it relabels the files on the drive. Depending on the size of your disk, this can take several minutes. Managing these digital artifacts is a necessary part of bypassing security. Understanding how the OS validates files during boot ensures you don't trigger a secondary lockout. Once the relabeling is complete, the server will reboot automatically and present the standard login prompt. Entering root, followed by your new password, brings up the command prompt. You have successfully recovered the server. After confirming access, the final administrative task is updating the password vault to ensure the documentation matches the new reality of the machine. This process highlights the reality of system administration. Software-level passwords are only as secure as the room the server sits in. If an administrator can touch the hardware, they can own the root account.